Hi guys, I sent out a remind message just a few minutes ago letting you know that we will be reviewing Macbeth Act 4 tomorrow in class since we weren't able to have class last Monday due to the power outage. I'm going to go ahead and go over the Act 4 since most of you haven't turned it in yet. I just want to make sure you have Act 3 done. So be sure that you're working on that today, and then we'll go over Act 4 in class tomorrow. Then you'll still be responsible for completing Act 5. Now keep in mind, guys, this is all stuff that was due last week, so we're a little bit behind. And then we come across our Week 10 assignments. So here we are. You guys actually don't see these two down here, so pay no attention to those. But we have your end of quarter reflection and then your Macbeth project, which I'm going to go over in this video. End of quarter reflection is just a few brief questions that I want you guys to really reflect back on this quarter and answer honestly, because I take what you guys say in these and I do make changes. This class, I don't think, has ever stayed the same from quarter to quarter. I definitely take into account what you guys say and suggestions you have, and I make changes accordingly. For your Macbeth project, it is worth 50 points, and I'm going to go over the different options you have. One key thing is that you are able to do up to 2 additional project options for extra credit. So you can actually turn in up to 3 Macbeth projects, and that can give you an extra 100 points. So the first one you turn in is for the grade that you are required to get in order to kind of maintain the status quo. But you can turn in up to 2 more if you're feeling like your grade is not something you're happy with. I'm going to go over each of these options and discuss them with you and let you know what you can do for them, or you can come see me. So option number 1 is to create an iMovie trailer to promote Macbeth. Follow the directions in the attached assignment in the below link. So you've got a link right here below it that talks a little bit about creating an iMovie trailer, but probably the easiest thing that you can do is come in and use the iPads at school, and I will show you some samples, and so you have an idea of what you need to do. But if you've ever created an iMovie trailer, they're really easy to do. You just are basically completing the screenplay, and then you will be inserting pictures or video to kind of go through the main ideas of the story as if you were highlighting the key points of the movie and trying to promote a movie that you had created or produced. Option 2 is to write a 2-voice poem between Macbeth and Lady Macbeth about their ambitious journey. This explains a 2-voice poem is written in such a way that both characters speak individually, each saying their own thing, and then they speak simultaneously, sharing the same thought. So again, there's a link to an example here that's written from the viewpoint of 2 bookworms or something like that. They're like a couple, and the male version says something and the female version says something, and then the 2 say something together. So it would be the same with Macbeth and Lady Macbeth. Macbeth might say something about the witches, Lady Macbeth might say something about the letter, and then they would say something together. Macbeth might say something about not wanting to kill Duncan. Lady Macbeth might say something about how she thinks Macbeth is a coward and can't go through with killing Duncan, and then they would say something together. So I want you to follow through their journey from beginning when Macbeth first hears that he has the potential to be king, all the way through to the end of the story and how their saga concludes. Option 3, draw a picture or create a collage. And a collage is just a combination of small illustrations that illustrates an image in the play that you find both interesting and unsettling. Cite lines from the play that serve as the source for your drawing or collage and explain the significance of this image in the play. So one interesting and unsettling thing might be the porter at the gates of Macbeth's castle when he's comparing them to the gates of hell. And you could do maybe different visions of these criminals that he's inviting in. You can do the gates of hell. and then pull in some lines that and explain the significance. Or you might do the daggers that Macbeth sees floating through in front of him before he ultimately kills Duncan. So choose an image. It could be the witches, it could be anything from the play that you find both interesting and unsettling, and then include lines and explain the significance of the image in the play. We've got a few different writing options. This is the first one. Describe what has happened to Lady Macbeth over the course of the play. Why is she so troubled at the end? How has she changed since the beginning of the play? And does her change say anything about the theme of ambition? So you're going to write 1 to 2 pages explaining the course of Lady Macbeth's journey from beginning and what her character can be described as. Most of us thought she was the most forceful character at the beginning, more forceful than Macbeth, to her very troubled end. And what do you think the events of this play, what kind of toll do you think they had on her? We've got a directing a drama option. So with a partner, you would choose one person to be the director and one person to be the actor. You would select a monologue or soliloquy. So that's going to be something where the character is alone on the stage or speaking alone on the stage, and that will be acted out. The director must assist the actor in making performance choices, so setting, costume, and stage direction, and the actor must be mindful of how to use tone, volume, and gestures to get across how the character is feeling. Record the performance and submit it to me. Option 6, you're going to choose 3 quotes from the play. List who said it, to whom they were speaking, under what circumstances, and why it's important. Then you're going to consider from those 3 important quotes, which do you think is the most powerful or the most important in the play? So it helps to move the story along, or it helps to create the kind of mood of that particular scene, or it helps to move the character. The character at that point, transitions, makes a change. Write a paragraph defending your position, and if you can incorporate other parts or quotations to support your argument, that's ideal. So it's kind of a little bit like a persuasive essay, where you're starting with the idea that there's many important points in the play, but the 3 most important are, and then of those 3, what is the most important and why? Option 7 is to prepare a cover letter as if you were Macbeth or another character from the play applying to be the king. So think of the qualifications and skills needed for the job of king and what your character feels about themselves, how they feel they deserve that title, what they've done to demonstrate that they're a good fit for that position. So this is actually a very interesting one to do, because early in next quarter, you guys will be writing cover letters of your own as if you're applying for a job. So this will kind of get you started in that direction. Then we have a few argumentative essay options, again, persuasive. So these all like 1 to 2 pages. Gender roles is going to be one of the topics. How do values of manhood differ as presented in the play Macbeth to modern times? What do you think it takes to be a good man? Explain your views, how your views are like or unlike those in the play, and use examples from the text. There are many statements about manhood, particularly relating manhood to fear and how they don't mesh. So, do you think that is something that still exists today? What do you think it takes to be a good man? Lady Macbeth is often tearing Macbeth down, saying how he's not a man. So, how does that fit or go against the ideals of manhood today? Fate is another topic option. We have, based on the text, what do you think was Shakespeare's attitude toward fate? Did Macbeth have any choice in his actions, or was everything predetermined? Use examples from the text. So we do have a lot of statements about fate. The idea that these witches were kind of these seers who got the idea of what was fatefully going to happen into Macbeth's head, and that it all happened as it was intended to happen. So what do you think Shakespeare's attitude is towards fate? Do you think this story could have turned out any differently? Pull in quotes and evidence from the text where it talks about fate. And finally, ambition. What do you think Shakespeare is trying to say about leadership? Who do you think the best leader in the play was? And what qualities make that character a successful leader? So when you decide who you think the best leader is, you want to pull in quotes, you want to find actions that that character takes that show that they're a good leader. And what do you think Shakespeare's trying to say about ambition and leadership? If you are ambitious, does that make you a good leader? Does it make you a bad leader? Why? What happens? So you've got a few different writing options there as well. If you have specific questions about any of these options, please come see me on Monday or Tuesday. I am not going to be at school on Wednesday or Thursday, and Thursday is the last day of the quarter to turn anything in. Anything from weeks 7 through 10 must be turned in by March 22nd. That's Thursday at 11:59 p.m. So if you have questions, please try to see me or talk to me early in the week. If you don't come in until later in the week and you have questions, you're going to have to call me, text me, message me through Remind, or send me a message through Canvas over here in your little inbox. I will answer them as soon as I get to them. I'm not going to be necessarily at my phone all day each of those days, but I will get back to you as soon as I get the message from you. Good luck. I look forward to you guys finishing this quarter successfully. Remember, you can do up to 2 extra projects for extra credit, and I think that should definitely push everyone up to passing. So please see me if you have any grade concerns. Have a good week, guys. Bye.